Okay, so today we'll be doing expressions with exponents. So we'll be building on what we've been doing, and then we will have exponents in the questions. So we will use the meaning of exponents to decide if equations are true. So these are important things to know. Remember that 2 squared, or 2 to the second, is 4. Remember that's 2 times 2. Plus, right now 3 squared, or 3 to the 2, means 3 times 3, which is 9. Okay, so 4 plus 9 would be 13. So I added this slide because this is what your homework's going to be like. This is how Khan Academy will look. And then you can also do this with fractions, which you might run into on Khan Academy as well. So keep in mind, guys, that 1/2 squared, it just means 1/2 times 1/2. Right? Well, 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. So your answer would just be 1/4. Okay, so it's doable. Please don't get intimidated when you see these exponents. Just break it down into what you know and then add, subtract, or do whatever it's asking you to do. So it's really not that difficult. And we're going to get practice. So here's some things that you might see. I'll just make this very short. 2/3 to the 4th means 2/3 times 2/3 times 2/3 times 2/3, right? You can do that with fractions. You can do that with decimals. So 1.7 to the 3rd, all that means is 1.7 times 1.7 times 1.7. So don't think it is impossible because you see a fraction or a decimal or something that you don't know. It just means multiply it to itself that many times, right? So just keep the rule in your brain. Now here's just a rule. X to the 5th means x times x times x times x times x, right? So that's just a rule for you. So we are in lesson 13, and we're doing lesson section 2 and 3. So please go to section 2. It says, is the equation true? So we're going to go through these. Okay, decide whether each one is true or false, and then that's what we're going to do. So 2 to the 4th, right? So this one here, that means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Well, that equals 16. And then 2 times 4 is 8. So you're going to decide, is that true or false? Are those equal? And the answer is it's false. So please write that down. All right. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, that's 15. And 3 to the 5th means 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And that answer is 243. So we decide, is 15 the same as 243? The answer is no. That's false as well. All right, now we have your next one. 5 to the 3rd is the same as 5 times 5 times 5. And that would equal 125. Well, if you see on the right all this, that's the same problem, right? And that would equal 125. So number 3, that's true. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down, and then we're going to do number 4. So number 4 says 2 to the 3rd. 2 to the 3rd is the same as doing 2 times 2 times 2. And that answer is 8. Well, 3 squared, or 3 to the 2, is the same as 3 times 3, and that's 9. So is 8 the same as 9? The answer is no. It's false. All right, number 5. 16 to the 1 is just 16. It's 16 times nothing, right? It's just 16. Okay, and then 8 squared is the same as 8 times 8, which is 64. So is 16 the same thing as 64? The answer is no, it's false. All right, now number 6. This is more how Khan Academy will look when I was looking at your homework. So basically, you're just going to multiply all of these straight across and all of these straight across and get a fraction. 1 times 1 times 1 times 1, that's just 1. And then 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, that's going to be 16. So 1/16 is the answer for that one. Now this one, you're going to do 4 times half. So remember, you're going to do 4 over 1 times 1/2. So 4 times 1 is 4. 1 times 2 is 2. Well, 4 divided by 2, that's 2. So is 1 over 16 the same as 2? The answer is no. So number 6 is false. All right, now we have 7 and 8. Well, remember I told you that 1/2 to the 4th means 1/2, 4 times. 1/2, 1/2, 1/2. Well, you already answered that above. We said that was 1 over 16. Well, is 1 over 16 the same as 1 over 8? The answer is no, it's false. Okay, and then the last one for this section, 8 squared just means 8 times 8, which is 64. And then 4 to the 3 just means 4 times 4 times 4. And that answer is 64 as well. So number 8 is true. All right, so now I want you to move to section 13 in your book. So whatever page that is, it's called What's Your Reason? And we're going to do only 1, 2, and 3. So in each list, find expressions that are equivalent. Remember that equivalent means equal. You're not going to work with a partner. We don't have partners. So we are just going to do this here. So number 1, we're looking for things that are the same. Okay, so 5 squared. We're looking for another one that matches 5 squared. Well, the answer is 5 times 5. Remember, 5 squared means 5 times 5. So for number 1, you're going to circle A and C. All right, now number 2, 4 cubed, we call that because it's 4 to the 3. So 4 times 4 times 4, that's what that means. So obviously, it's C, right? So for number 2, you're going to choose C. Now, number 3 is a little more tricky, and none of those exponents will ever be A or D. They'll never be that. Okay, so 6 plus 6 plus 6 is the same as 3 times 6. So for number 3, you're going to circle A and D. So you're going to turn in your notes, and we're going to start practice.